maybe you were in college or something, but anyway, we were in Springfield, and we wanted to go to Wentzville, where Uncle Tommy lived. It was his birthday. Uncle Kenny wanted the whole family to go up for Uncle Tommy's birthday. So Andy and Scotty and Mother and Carol and I and Kenny Louise. I think that was 7 of us. Anyway, we all went in one car. And we were going to take 2, but Kenny said, I think we can do it. So we all went in Kenny's car. Kenny had one condition. It was Sunday. That was his birthday. Kenny's one condition is, you can all ride up with me. We'll spend a day with Tommy, but you can't go to church. Well, that's presented a real problem for Andy and Mother. How were they going to spend Sunday without going to church? They couldn't figure it out. So, this is so bad.
When was that?
So bad. Well, when was it? I don't know. It was probably in the
70s?
Probably the 70s.
Okay.
So they got up there, and there was a whole lot of work to be done to fix this big birthday dinner for all these people, a surprise for Uncle Tommy. And Uncle Kenny could tell this story like nobody else could tell. He said, we got up there about 9:30 or so, and he said, your mother and Annie got their suitcases out of the car. They changed into their church clothes. And Scotty and Andy and your mother borrowed Tommy's car and went to church. He used colorful language, and it was justified, probably. He said he left Louise and me here to do the whole dinner. So by the time they got back, it was all done. He said, I'm not going to say the kind of words Uncle Kenny said about them, but I just thought, I know I'm not God, but if I were God, I'd say, Kenny, you're right. Their priorities were so wrong. If you see...
You've remembered the former and forgotten the latter.
If you're on your way to the temple and you see your neighbor's horse in the ditch, stop and help him get it out. Anyway, so many things of that nature. Not any one particular one, but so many things of that nature finally built up to the point that I harbor some ill will toward my total indoctrination in the way I was raised religiously.
Well, maybe it was a blessing that you're not still thinking like that. So. I thought it was funny. I didn't ever hear the story about going to meeting. I've heard of Sunday going to meeting and dinner on the ground, and but that Grandma Alta thought when you went to a business meeting at Texas Instruments in Dallas that you were at a revival.
Yeah.
Because it was a meeting, and she didn't know what a meeting was.
When you hear the word meeting describing a preaching event all your life, and you've never had any experience with the business world, well, I've got a meeting. You preaching?
I think I remember her. I remember that quote anyway, her saying it. I never had an education, so I had to use my head.
Yeah.
that would probably serve a lot of very educated people well, because a lot of people are real smart and real educated and know what's best for everybody, but they ain't got any common sense.
That's right. One other thing about words, the word court. What is your connotation if you hear something like, this house is located on Gayton Court? Or,
Yeah.
hmm?
Well, it's a street name.
It's a street name.
Was it? Did people think it meant court, like going to court?
When we bought our house on Kane Court, number 24 Kane Court, which was a nice address. And of course, in those days, we wrote lots and lots of letters back and forth. And I wrote another letter, and she wrote back and said, well, son, I wish you hadn't bought a house on a court. Everybody thinks you live in a tourist court.
Oh, like a trailer park?
Well, a tourist court is what we would call a motel now. The motels back then were little, they weren't much. They were just little one-room wooden shacks that people stayed in. She said, everybody thinks you live in a tourist court. Because it was on Kane Court. And one other thing about language. When I was promoted to a GS-15 when I was 40 years old, 39, my title was Chief of the Counter-Surveillance and Deception Division for the United States Army Research and Development Labs. I thought it was a pretty high-sounding title, paid well. Anyway, I sent a card home to Mother and said, this is my new job. This is, I've been promoted. I'm at the top of the GS scale now. And on. Got a letter back. Did it say, congratulations? No. She said, well, son, I've been talking with Agatha about this, and we think you just ought to quit. Because we looked up what deception means, and it is not nice.
It's lies.
It's not nice.
It's lies. Deception means you're lying to people.
Actually, the word for Satan in the original language was deceiver. And in fact, I think Jesus at one point quoted it as that and said he's the great deceiver. Mm-hmm. So yeah, deception, but then killing people in war is not nice. But deception can keep them from being killed. Churchill said the truth is too valuable to be left without a bodyguard of lies. And those lies are deceptions. The truth is protected by lies in wartime. Anyway, those are all out of sequence.
Well, I know, I'm just jumping around, because if I had underlined the things I wanted to ask you, I'd have gone 1, 2, 3, but I'm just trying to remember. One thing I want, and I think what I'll do is stop this and start it again so that I don't end up with a file so big I can't transfer it. So
when I get to that part, I will forget this. So anyway.
What part?
Well, when I get to the part about when we went to Uncle Tommy's party and when I wrote about Kane Court.
I'll get this so you can see it and you can listen back and remember stuff.